Colton's women revealed.
In dog years, Lucy's 70.
New interviews with the most important men in our lives. And a social media scandal already. It's time for Roses and Rosé. You guys, I just revealed myself, just like Colton's women have been revealed. And it's been revealed that one of them said some bad crap a while ago. I'm Lauren Zima. I know we didn't do a video last week. I'm so sorry. I was traveling for work. I'll make myself take a drink because I'm sorry. The best form of punishment. Anyway, I was out, but now, guys, I am back, and there is so much to discuss. This is Bachelor News You Can Booze. Please drink responsibly and tweet responsibly. Let's get right into it all. First of all, Colton's women revealed.
Is being cute a profession?
On Thursday, Chris Harrison, longtime franchise host, took to the most enigmatic, cinematic, incomparable, distinguished platform of our time, Facebook, to go live and reveal Colton's 30 contestants. So, you know, The Bachelor is like my politics. It's like my football. And so I had to break down the women by the numbers and give you guys the stats. That's what people do in sports, right? The stats. Who's your pick to win in your draft of things? Anyway, so here's what you need to know. There are, of course, 30 women, but only 2 of them are in their 30s. One's 30 and one's 31. Just barely cracking that decade. But you know what? Colton's 26, 27, so NBD, I get it. We got to have women in his sensible age range, and that's why there are 9 23-year-olds. 23 is the most prominent age on this season. Let's take a drink for the 30-somethings. And the drink for their just in their 20-somethings. I mean, I will say, I asked Chris Harrison about this. We'll get to that. And he did say, look, we have to pick based on The Bachelor. When Ari was Bachelor, it was a huge deal that Becca M was only 23, but Ari's like in his mid-30s. Other important statistical things, you know, we always get the women's jobs. Jobs. They used to be jobs, now they're kind of fun titles that the producers give them sometimes, but this year, 27 of the women have real jobs that are listed. Things like interior designer and, wow, I can't think of one. What's another real job that there is? Whatever, they're legit and they sound like they get paychecks for them. The 3 not jobs that are listed are 1, a sloth.
It's a slow roll.
Let's drink for each one. 2, a never been kissed. And 3, oh crap. And 3, a Cinderella story? I don't know. Actually, I do. I asked Chris about this and he said, when it comes to the woman who's sloth, don't mistake that for like the sin of sloth, like she's lazy. It's more about being like the animal, being very slow moving. Guessing we're gonna get a night 1 joke out of this. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna move myself back towards what matters in my life. Okay, he said when it comes to the woman who's never been kissed, she's never been kissed.
She's never been kissed.
And also, she is the at least one confirmed, there might be more, but the one confirmed fellow virgin with Colton on his season. She's never been kissed, and, you know, sensically, she's never had sex. So, a never been kissed and at least one virgin. There might be more out there, you never know. And with the Cinderella, Chris said, it's not that she plays Cinderella at a Disney theme park, which I had hoped, because if you watch this show, you know that it is my long-lost job and my never-fulfilled desire that I never spent a summer as a Disney princess. Little town is a quiet village. Every day, I stop myself. Okay, but she's a Cinderella story. Like, you know, like, I think that's a sports thing. It's like Cinderella story. Like, was that a movie? With Russell Crowe? Is he a boxer? Is this right?
Cinderella man.
Cinderella man, thank you, JC. A Cinderella man with a Cinderella story, like where you come up from the bottom and now you're here. Great. Other stats for being a fan. Other stats. There are at least 8 women of color. Okay. Diversity. There are 10 women from California. You know, where people go to pursue careers in the entertainment industry. Just saying. And the most prominent names this season.
Now let's get to the Hannahs.
There are a couple of Hannahs and a couple of Alexes. And the most important takeaway from the reveal of the women is the number 0. That doesn't really make a 0. That's a 0. And what's inside is important. There are 0 Laurens this season.
There's not one Lauren on the show.
And yes, yes. Do you know how tired I am of accidentally talking about myself or maybe someone else in third person? It's so confusing. My name is Lauren, reporting on Lauren Burnham and Lauren Bushnell and Lauren. I love all of them, and I love my name and their names, but it's so confusing.
What was your name again?
Lauren. So I'm Lauren.
Finally, I'll have clarity. No Laurens! Except this one. Anyway.
In my opinion, I don't think you can have a show without a Lauren.
So those are the big by-the-numbers takeaways on Colton's 30 contestants. By the way, we filmed this on Monday, December 10th. And we are 1 month away exactly from the season premiere on January 7th. We also learned that it will be a 3-hour live premiere. Whew, so that's exciting. And I want to know what you guys thought of the women. The full group photo made available, the individual photos made available. You can check out more coverage at ETonline.com of the gals. And let me know what you think. Just based on their pictures and quick little bios alone, do you have a favorite? Do you have a standout? Are there a few that you can see vibing with Colton? Okay, I kept mentioning it. Our next Bachelor News You Can Booze moment is that I interviewed Chris Harrison just a couple of days ago. Yes. And we talked about Colton's season right after he revealed the ladies. Chris really, he's a sound bite machine. And let's just cheers to Chris Harrison because, wow. He teased the season. A couple big takeaways. One, told me it is unconventional, meaning we truly will see things on the show that we have never seen before. Now, Chris always promises most dramatic ever, etc., but he says we will see conversations, moments we've never seen before in 22 seasons of The Bachelor. Number 2, he says it's better than you-know-who's. Yes, Chris said this season of The Bachelor will be better than the last. He says Colton is raw, and he really pushes the show and the team. So 2 big takeaways from Chris Harrison, and I had him break down the big moments of the trailer because you guys will remember that the trailer really stood out to me, especially that bit where Colton is hugging a producer and crying. Here's what Chris Harrison said.
Why does Colton storm off? Is he storming off from the cameras? What's happening?
I wish I could say it wasn't because of me, but I was there. I was right behind him, and I was the one that was trying to talk to him. So I guess technically it was my fault.
You drove him away from you?
Technically my fault. But there were things that led to me having to talk to him that forced the jump.
Yes, he addressed the fence jump, and it's his fault. It's Chris Harrison's fault. That's why we need Chris Harrison around. He keeps people doing crap like that, scaling fences. Love it. Oh, that scene is like the Blair Witch Project of The Bachelor. It's like so dark and grainy. And I love it so much. I've never seen the Blair Witch Project in its entirety. I hate scary movies. So I hope that reference is on point. I think it is. Anyway, Chris also said that we will find out more about why Colton is a virgin. I've asked Colton about this before, back when he was doing Men Tell All for Becca's season. I said, what will it take for you to lose your virginity? What's it kind of about? And He said he was waiting for the right heart. Now, Colton has stuck to that messaging, but Chris said there's more to the virginity story, and it will be revealed. Well, you had said that Colton's reason for being a virgin, because I've asked Colton about this before, was it about marriage, religion? And you said his reason has to do with prior relationships and experiences. I just want to know how you reacted when you found out why he's a virgin.
To me, everything kind of fell into place, and it made a lot of sense to me. There was a religious aspect to it, and his faith had a lot to do with it, and it still does. It is something that's important to him, and it means a lot, as it should. But then there were other elements that I think, when you just say, oh, he's 26 and a virgin, you're like, what? Like, what? Like, he's an NFL athlete. He's, not hard to look at. I don't understand. Something was missing. And so for me, I guess the best way to put it is it fell into place, because until you know someone's whole story, it doesn't make sense.
And Chris also teased an unconventional moment, an emotional, yes, we've seen emotional before, but an emotional and serious conversation between Colton and a contestant named Kaylin. Here's that.
So I will say this on a serious note with Kaylin, is that she brings out a story, a personal story, that is one of the most emotional, kind of revealing conversations we've ever had on the show. We were all very much taken aback, and so was Colton, and then that kind of prompts things in Colton's life. And so it really was something kind of different. It was very different. And I often joke, and I'm like, oh, it's the most dramatic thing ever. And I don't want to do that, because it really does a disservice to what this conversation is about. And kudos to both of them for her speaking about it, Colton receiving it the right way, and then having the conversation that he did. It's very memorable, and something that's going to change kind of the course of this entire show.
Does it prompt a reveal from Colton?
I think it does.
What do you guys think it is? Tweet me and let me know. Chris said a sincere, serious, intense convo between Colton and Kaylin that prompts big reveals from both of them, and that it's not to be taken lightly. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I would love for the show, as much as I love it for what it is, would love for it to kind of take a bit of a turn and ground itself in some intense reality where issues are addressed that people have, because the show is in many ways quite a psychological process. So I'd like to see something different and deep. Would you like to, or do you just want to keep it light and easy and breezy and Colton girl? See what I did there? Anyway, so next up, oh my God, more Bachelor news you can booze. It's a social media scandal already, and we haven't even had the premiere yet, guys. This is like becoming a thing. Remember on Becca's season, Garrett had that Instagram scandal before her season really got going, and now a contestant named Tracy Shapoff? Unclear. Apparently, some old posts on social media have been dug up from her, and she has taken to Instagram to apologize. She says, I want to start by expressing my sincerest apologies for the extremely hurtful words that I said many years ago. I'm so sorry for those who I have offended. I am beyond mortified that I ever had those thoughts and then proceeded to express them. By no means does this reflect the person who I am today. You know what? Tell me what you guys think of this. I have to say I give Tracy credit that she apologized right away. Remember, we hadn't heard from Garrett for a minute there when his stuff was happening. Tracy took to Instagram right away, released that apology, and I like that she just owned it and said, I can't believe I had those thoughts. I shouldn't have had those thoughts. And she says they're not who she is today. We're going to have to see what happens when the season premieres, but let me know what you think of Tracy's apology. Anywho, by the way, I don't know. I couldn't find anywhere what exactly she said, guys. So I'm just owning that I haven't seen what she said. I couldn't find it. Let me know if you do. It's just becoming like a yearly social media scandal at this point, you know? Late Garrett, Tracy Shapoff. I don't know. Next up in big Bachelor news, you can booze. It's the Bachelor himself, Colton Underwood. ET always interviews the lead at their first ever photo shoot for their Bachelor/Bachelorette promos. And this interview is done before they start filming, but we ask them all about their intentions. It's kept under wraps until we are able to reveal it, and now we can. I can give you my interview with Colton. Here's what Colton said about the big question, will he lose his virginity on the show?
I'm waiting for someone that has the right heart. I'm waiting to be madly in love with somebody. So if that happens by the time Fantasy Suites comes around, so be it.
Okay. So it's not about waiting for marriage for you. It's just about waiting for that right person.
Yeah, it's about finding the person that's for me. Okay. And that's gonna, obviously share a very special moment with me.
Colton also addressed the critics, the naysayers, because I know that, they're out there, and some of them are you, and that's okay. We're all entitled to our own opinions as long as those opinions are backed up with justification. I don't like opinions where people can't explain themselves, I must admit. So here's what Colton said to people who say that he is not ready to find a wife and criticize him as the Bachelor.
I'm not perfect, and I also think that, it's so important to really continue to grow and to continue to push yourself. And I know through The Bachelorette and through Bachelor in Paradise, I've grown as a person, and I've really sort of came into my own. So, I don't pay attention to it too much because I'm just focused on finding my wife and, being here and living in the moment.
Okay, what do you guys think of Colton's responses? Are you getting on board with him being the Bachelor? Were you already on board with him being the Bachelor? All signs point to this being a good season, guys. Chris made me excited about it. I think Colton's a sweetie, and I think there's a lot of depth there. So let's dive in. We're far from the shallow now. That was just an excuse for me to sing A Star Is Born.
We're far from the shallow now.
Multiple Golden Globe and Grammy nominations. Congrats to our Bachelor, Bradley Cooper, and our Bachelorette, Lady Gaga. She's engaged. Will she walk down the aisle? We'll see. Anyway, last up in Bachelor news, you can booze. Where is Colton? Well, he's skiing. This is just a social media update, guys. Colton Underwood has gotten more and more out there with his social media posts, and he went to Steamboat Springs, Colorado. If you're there, if you saw him, let me know. Tweet me what was up with him. With Blake, his former Bachelorette co-star and pal. I love that Colton and Blake are hanging out. Blake also hanging out with Ben. They all live in Denver, and as Ben told us, we are going to see him on Colton's season. Denver's really become this little Bachelor boy hub, Dallas is another Bachelor hub. You got JoJo and Jordan there, and Rachel and Brian there, and some other people. And Nashville, because you got Carly and Evan there, Caitlin and Sean. That's dark. Let's not end on a dark note, everybody. This has been Bachelor News You Can Booze, thanks to Roses and Rosé, including our exclusive moments with Colton Underwood and Chris Harrison, arguably the two most important men in my life for the next 6 months or so. I shouldn't even say arguably, they just are. They just are, except for JC. All right. Thank you all so much for watching and for being here. And please leave your comments and questions. I love to talk to you about The Bachelor and all the latest. What do you think will happen on Colton's season? What is the big emotional conversation? What is Colton's reasoning for being a virgin? How excited are you? Scale of 1 to 10. I'm at a 72. I'm at 5 Golden Globe nominations for Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, A Star Is Born. I'm at a whole bottle of wine that fits in this great wine glass, and I'm going to continue to use, and I'm glad you guys liked it. And also, some people commented and wondered if I keep my wine chilled. I do keep it chilled. Just because it's here on the floor doesn't mean that it, oops, don't show that label, doesn't mean that it isn't chilled. It's been in the refrigerator. I just bring it out here and I have it for convenience's sake. Bye!